What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in to tonight's secret webinar. I'm actually going to be your host tonight. I'm Josh Wyles. I'm standing in for our cabinet ambassador, seven-figure earner, Red Diamond agent Joshua Denny. As some of you guys know, Josh is out celebrating his lovely wife Cindy's birthday tonight. So if you guys know the Denny's, please send in some birthday love. But I'm excited tonight. I get the opportunity to interview somebody who's not only a remarkable young leader in the profession of network marketing, and also obviously within our amazing community Secret, but really somebody I've come to know and become great friends with. Her and both her husband Shane and her two kids Rhett and Raina they're very dear to the Wyles family, with Heather and my two little girls, and that's none other than brand new Diamond agent tonight, Tracy Zimmer. And before we get started, just again, I want to welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Reminder, if you're going to stick around, especially if you're going to be asking questions, I know you guys are excited to participate in tonight's webinar and really share some of your thoughts and express some questions to Tracy tonight. If you are, when you're putting your questions into the box, please remember to put your name in there, your first and last name, so I know who to give credit for the great questions that we're going to have answered tonight from Tracy. But with that, let's get in. Let's dig in. Let's get it started. I want to welcome, like I said, just an amazing girl from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, Tracy Zimmer. And Tracy, the first question, just tell everybody a little bit about you. Maybe some people are on tonight and it's their first time joining us. I know we've been experiencing some growth, especially over the last couple months, coming out of our most recent convention, November 7th weekend, Revolution. And let's just hear from you. Let us know who is Tracy Zimmer. What'd you do before network marketing? Tell us about your family. It's all yours.
Awesome. Thanks for the introduction, Josh. And good evening, everybody out there. Welcome any people who are checking out, and you friends and family who got you on this webinar tonight. I want to say welcome and thank you for joining us tonight. Like Josh had said, I am from Calgary, Alberta in Canada, and we've been here for about 15 years now, and married to my husband Shane. Have two children, Rhett and Raina. They are 9 and 6. In fact, my son, my 9-year-old, is going to be 10 here in a week, which is crazy. It's crazy how time flies, and they're just they're my life, And prior to Secret, I was a high school math teacher, and I did that for 13 years. And that worked. That was great. And it was just one of those things where I got an email from a friend's sister just introducing me to the world of Secret. And, I jumped on this amazing opportunity, and not only do we have amazing products, but, the opportunity is even better. And I'm so thankful that I took that leap of faith, back in October 2012, because it's been an absolute incredible journey. Never did anything like this before, so this was all new to me, all really, really kind of foreign to me, to be honest. But, it was one of those things where I just learned and earned at the same time, and that worked. I was working as, like I said, as a teacher, full-time mom, juggling life at home as a mom and as a wife and as a teacher and everything else. So that was very interesting. Had to definitely make some sacrifices there, but definitely all the sacrifices were worth it.
That's awesome. Now, I want to make sure the audience understands kind of what happened during this time. Some of you guys have heard my story, where Heather and I got started. We had no money in the beginning. We literally sold our TV to join this opportunity, and we were building. And some of you guys know that I actually was introduced to Tracy over the phone at my very first WOW party. And I was just there. We had demoed the products. We were wrapping everything up. We were getting ready to leave, and I got a call on my cell phone from a Calgary number that I didn't know, and that was when I got to meet Tracy. And I want you to go just a little deeper, because I want to know what you were thinking, like what was going through your head, like when you were getting started, and what were some of the first action steps that you took? Because I'm in North Carolina, you're up there in Calgary. I was just getting started. You were just getting started. I didn't really know how to really help you too much over the phone with skincare products. I didn't know too much about it either. What were some action steps that you took, and how did that go for you in the beginning?
Well, I actually remember back to that day clear as bell, for sure. You know, like I said, I got this. It was a Facebook message, and it was a group message to a bunch of people, and I immediately picked up the phone to Heather, and I said, "What is this that you're doing? You know, and what are these products like? You know, I definitely heard the Dead Sea minerals in there, and that definitely intrigued me. You know, just this whole idea of a decade of selling retail, transitioning to, you know, this referral marketing way, that really, really intrigued me. And I said to her, you know, I've never tried these products, but have you? And she said, absolutely. I buy them from Vegas. In fact, the eye serum I buy for $250, and I love it. Now, I trusted Heather's judgment. I know that she wouldn't use anything that's not good. So I said, you know, I think I thought about it for about 5 minutes, literally got off the phone, called her back, and I said, hey, Heather, yeah, I think I want to do this. She goes, you know what, I just started, call this guy named Josh, he's in North Carolina, he'll help you out. So I remember making that phone call to you, you know, going, hey, I think, you know, I want to do this. And I said, put me in, you know, Special Agent Kit, I'm going with this. I have no idea what this is all about. I never tried the products, but I trust Heather. And, you know, this just seems like something I can't give up. So with that, you know, made that phone call to you. And that night, you know, literally that night, I went superstar that night. I started sponsoring people that night. And I remember calling, you know, one of my greatest friends, Jade Bolin. And, she, you know, her words to me were, Tracy, if you're doing this, I'm doing this, you know. And I was like, hey, you know, I don't know what this is all about. I'm not sure where this is all going, but I'm going to take a leap of faith. And, you know, she wanted to take that leap of faith as well. And calling my cousin that night and, you know, just really getting the word out and not waiting. You know, I didn't wait for the products to come. I didn't wait to learn about all the products. I didn't wait to learn the compensation plan. Like I said, I earned and learned at the same time. And I think that's sometimes people get caught up in that. They think they need to know everything at first before they can go out and start building their business, which really isn't the case. In fact, I remember my very first wow party that I had. I literally just got my product, and I brought 5 of my, you know, closest friends over who I really trusted their judgment, and I said, you know, I want you to come try these products out. And they forewarned me. They said, you know what, I'm using something I really love, and I'm probably not going to switch. And I said, that's okay. I just want your opinion on these products. And I'm telling you, they all left that night. You know, I didn't even know how to put their order in because I had no idea how to do it. I really didn't know the order, how to even put the products on. I knew we had to cleanse first. Wasn't sure when to use the toner. But long story short, they all became secret customers after that one night. So it's pretty incredible.
Wow. So, I mean, literally then it was just you were that excited about the opportunity to partner with a world-renowned skincare line that your friend Heather, you said, had purchased before. You got the message. It excited you. And then I remember, you know, right after you getting started and right after, you know, you're telling me about you're trying to figure out the wow party process, and I was trying to figure out the wow party process also. And I know there's most of the people on, especially the agents tonight, they know the power of major events. They know the power of like an international convention. A lot of the agents on right now are in markets where they have a secret academy or a monthly regional system. I was, you know, just had the opportunity to spend some time with you and Shane and the leaders in Calgary at your regional over the past week or two. But I remember it wasn't, but maybe what, Tracy, a week, 10 days maybe after we had gotten started, and we got to meet for the first time out in Huntington Beach at our first secret event, and that was where we got to meet everybody. And I remember watching you in that event, a brand new agent, go bronze at that event. Tell us about that. Tell us about, you know, the power of that event and what events have done for you and your business, and why it's so important that not only if we've been to the events before to continue to go no matter what, because going is growing, right? But also to the new agent, maybe the new agent who's having their sponsor or somebody in their support team, or they've been across some people promoting this next revolution event that we have, movement event that we have coming up in Vegas around the corner here in March. Why is it so important for somebody to go ahead and get committed and plan on attending these events? Tell us about your experience with them.
Yeah, well, I mean, events are just an absolute crucial part of your business. They really are. It gives you your training. It gives you your belief. It gives you your motivation. It gives you so much. And I do remember it was about 10 days after starting, I believe, and I remember flying down there. I went by myself, and I don't even know why I went. It was so out of my element to just go to Huntington Beach on my own, going to meet 3 girls in the airport that I didn't know, and go see what this was all about, and especially because when I first signed up, I was extremely excited, but I had a little bit of hesitation. But after that event, the hesitation was completely gone. I remember people up on stage telling their story. In particular, Nicole Wong. I don't know if it was at that time where she got her 6-figure ring. And I remember her telling her story, how she was homeschooled and she was shy and she was quiet and all these things. And I thought, you know what, she can do this. I can do this. And I remember looking around the room and just knowing, the timing. And right now, just the timing with Secret is just absolutely incredible. And what I seen there, the community, the leadership, I just knew it was people I wanted to surround myself around. It was people I wanted to lock arms with, and I just wanted to do what they were doing. It was all positive energy everywhere. I remember the song walking into the first convention, what was blasting at that time, and I just, there was something in me that just lit up. It literally caused a burning desire deep in my heart, and I couldn't stop. Nothing was going to stop me when I came back. And I actually remember walking down the hall when I got back, and I was at my school, and I teach with Jade Boland. And now remember, she was the person who signed up immediately when I signed up as well. And she literally stopped me in the hall, and she goes, "Tracy, what is wrong with you?" And I'm like, "Why?" And she's like, your eyes are just glistening, like they're just sparkling. And I go, "Well, when I went to Huntington Beach last weekend, and secret thing that we signed up for." And she goes, "Yeah." And I'm like, "We did a good thing. We did the right thing." Like, there was no hesitation left in me whatsoever. Everybody I talked to, I just, I had people telling me just sign me up with whatever you are doing, because you are happy, you are excited, and I want to partner with that. And another event that I remember there is, I think I was maybe sitting beside you and Heather at that event, or at this one particular spot during the event, and I remember the 6-figure ring coming across and on the big screen, right? And I looked at you and I said, "I want that ring." and you looked at me and you said, "Then go get it." And I'm like, "How?" And you're like, "Just go do the activity, go spread this, spread the product, spread this business opportunity to as many people as you know, have belief, and you can overcome anything." And that's what I did. It was just went back and spread the word like crazy. Did wild party after wild party. I think within my first 6 weeks, I did a minimum of 2 wild parties a week. Just literally taking groups of people that I knew and just grabbing them and asking favors from my sister-in-law to my friends, and going like, "Who can you bring to show these products?" I never ever pressured sales. But it was always, I want to show these products to as many people as I possibly can.
Wow, that's so powerful. I hope you guys are getting some of these nuggets that Tracy's dropping tonight, man. She talked about what I love most about what you just said is what that event, it ignited like that fire, that flame, that and you called it a burning desire. And it reminds me of what my mentor taught me, in the very beginning. He said, a burning desire is the starting point of all achievement. And if you don't have a burning desire, something that's going to keep you going, something that's going to drive you. And guys, I would tell you, if you're brand new to this community, and it's your first time being exposed to this information, or maybe you're a guest of someone who's kind of looking to just check it out for the first time, or maybe you're an agent right now that you've never really thought about. Deep down, why are you doing this? And please, take money out of it. It's not, money is a result. Money is not the reason why we do anything. It's a result. Typically people think, "Oh, I'm doing this for money." Well, no, you're doing it for what that money will do for you, for the stress relief, for the freedom to pay the bills, or to buy the things, or to go to the places. Guys, money is the result, but you got to have that deep down, that reason why, that burning desire. The second thing my mentor said that it takes to really, really build this business is a willingness to learn. Not just a willingness to learn, because there's a difference between reading and gaining the information, and actually applying it and getting the knowledge. You know, knowledge is experience. Everything else is inert. It's information. I know, Tracy, you and I have talked about this before, and let's talk about that willingness, you know, to learn and what that really looks like. And you know, here's the thing. I know everybody talks about, you know, personal development and how it's the key, or you know, reading the books or listening to the audios. And I love your story so much because you were a teacher. I mean, you got the college degree. Here I was, you know, I was your, you know, kind of one of your first level support team members, and I had hardly any hand at all in really helping out building the business in the beginning. I didn't know what I was doing either. We were just kind of winging it. But I just remember a lot of the key conversations that we had, and you know, I would learn from you, and you would learn from me. And tell me about how important it is for a brand new person, or even somebody who's on and they've had some success, how important it is to continue to have that willingness to learn, continue to be coachable, and how, you know, even now as a diamond agent, six-figure ring earner, I'm sure you still learn new things all the time, right?
Absolutely, and that can never end. You know, you just have to open your mind like a parachute and really just let everything in. And you know, there's some days where I just feel like I'm a sponge and I just want to learn as much as I possibly can, because you can never learn enough. You really, really can't. And going back to the big events, Josh, when you were asking about, you know, why people should keep going, you know, I've had people say, well, I've been to one, I don't need to go to the next one. Well, no, you do. You know, it's our training, and it's part of our process of learning. And I think when I went to university, I got my education degree, became a teacher. Well, guess what? I came out of there. I paid to get educated, to get trained on how to be a teacher, and I came out of there walking with a certificate, but also with a $28,000 student loan. So here I am going, you know what, we're here starting up our own business, and if we want to treat this like a business, or if we want to get paid like a business, we need to treat it like a business, you know. So these events, whether they're your weekly events, your monthly events, your international conventions, whatever the case may be, this is our training for such a low price, and we can learn as we earn. That's crucial, you know. And just you know, professional development, that's something that I want to just touch on right now as well, because for me, you're gonna, you know, I'm kind of embarrassed to say, personal development was something that I put on the back burner. It was something that, Josh, you know, you were one of the people that kept saying to me, you know, read this book, listen to this audio, and I remember I kept thinking, yeah, I will, you know. But I felt like I was so busy at the time teaching and kids and trying to do secret and trying to learn and all these things, that it was one of those things when I go to bed and I'd start, you know, reading the book. It was like I clunked out. I was too tired. I just couldn't seem to get through a book. And, you know, finally, when I listened to you and I started doing, you know, just even if it was 10 minutes a day of personal development, I can't even tell you what it did to my mindset, you know. And I thought, wow, had I started this right away and just listened, you know, and just took that 10 minutes a day, even if it was just driving to work listening to an audio, where would I be? Like, it completely, you know, diving into personal development can just completely change your mindset, and we need a positive mindset when we're doing this business.
Wow, yeah, you know, we do, and I'm so glad you pointed that out, you know, guys, because really it's learning is it's obviously anytime you start something new, you know, network marketing, or a new hobby, or a sport, or anything, there's always a learning curve. If it's not something that we've like breathing, which just comes natural to all of us, there's a bit of a learning curve. And you know, I love what you said. It's an ongoing process. It's always learning. It's always growing. And that brings me to my third point, and that's kind of the meshing of the being coachable, the willingness to learn, and obviously the burning desire. Meshing those two together with that willingness to work and taking action. And I know you touched on, Tracy, the action steps that you took in the beginning, the action steps that I was taking in the beginning. There wasn't really there wasn't much of a system in the beginning when we first got started. We didn't even have an opportunity video. I remember just a lot of the things, the majority of the things, the tools, the 5 and 5, the videos, the back office that we have now, even the front end, the shopping that we have now, is all completely different. And I want to ask, how would I, as a brand new agent, what do I do? what do I do right now? I just signed up. My kit hasn't come in the mail yet. What do I do to really, number one, achieve success? And talk about, kind of talk about signing me up. What kit am I going to get? Which out of the, obviously out of the basic, the premium, the special agent. What do I really need to achieve the success that you had? And then what does my first 4 weeks look like? Just phase one. What is that going to look like for me as a brand new agent? I'm willing to work. I'm willing to do what you did and what you would coach me to do if you were sponsoring me. But I'd like you to share that with everyone, because I know that you're just achieving so much success right now and having a lot of victories celebrated in your team. It's every single day. My news feed's going up about people, getting started, new people getting customers, and just really achieving greatness. And I want to know what that would be like to be coached by you. So let us have it. You just signed me up. What do we do?
Well, we're definitely following that S4S system that's been released by the company. It's obviously a proven system that works. And, really committing to the business, I think, is the biggest thing, and really setting your goals as to what you want from this business, whether you are treating it as a hobby, whether you're treating it as getting free product, whether you're treating this as a business and you want to get paid like a business. Now, those people who want to get paid like a business and they want to treat this like a business, we follow those 4 steps of the S4S system, and one is commitment for the 900 TPV. Now, signing in with a special agent kit gives you that 900 TPV right away, codes you as a bronze agent for the first 12 weeks, and which pays you higher commissions. So obviously that is, I always tell people, the special agent kit is the absolute best bang for your buck, 100%. If you're in this to win and to start and to really take this to the next level immediately, that's the kit. We also have the premium kit, very, very popular kit. It gives you your 300 TPV. So I say it's a little bit more, you're going to put more sweat in the game, because we want to get to that 900 TPV. That's kind of our goal, our commitment level. Not giving you all the products that you possibly need, but still giving you a great variety. And then we've got our basic kit, and the basic kit's basic. It gives you about 8 products out there, and this definitely is a lot more sweat involved, a lot more work to get the volume that you need to take this to the next level. We, at that point, we set up our first 2 launch parties immediately, and we go through the two parties or 2 presentations a week, for having a minimum of 3 guests per party or per presentation for the next 4 weeks. And we really, really set that up, and really locking arms with your sponsor, and really making that list. That list is so very important. And a lot of people think, well, on their list it should only be people that are going to get involved in the business, or who they think is going to get involved in the business. And that's not the case. Your list is an ongoing list that should constantly be adding people to it, and really meeting new people on a daily basis. So making that list, really going through that list, figuring out who. I always say to people, who are your closest people in your life right now, the people that you don't want to leave behind on an amazing, amazing opportunity. And let's star those people, because those are the people we want to call first. So the list is really important. Going through that blueprint, like I said, finding the goals, finding what people want, finding that deep burning desire, that why when it gets tough, why am I, as your sponsor, gonna be on you and continue to motivate you and call you and not let you stop, because it is going to get tough. There is going to be struggles. Is just a given, So going that really following that S4S system, I think, is really, really important, and just having open communication and knowing your support system. We have awesome support within Secret, and locking arms with your sponsor, like I said, working very closely with them, asking questions, being teachable, being coachable, using the third party. 3-way calls in the beginning, we should be just knocking them out. I know when I first started, Josh, we were doing 3-way calls non-stop. It was continuous until I felt comfortable doing the 3-way calls. So that's how we start.
Perfect. And just for some clarification, guys, if maybe you're in a position, because I know I work with plenty of different stories and different people from different backgrounds, and maybe you're in a position where you got sponsored by someone who maybe they're not active anymore, maybe they're not around, maybe they're not doing the business much anymore. That doesn't matter. I promise you can find someone in your support team. Reach out to somebody on Facebook. Someone will lock arms with you and help you achieve greatness. inside this amazing community, because really, I mean, that's it. It's just those action steps. And, you know, Tracy hit the nail on the head again. She talked about that mindset. She talked about that commitment level. She talked about communicating effectively with your people and writing your list and finding the top 5 people, the top 10 people that you really care about, that you love, that you trust, that you really want to not leave behind. And I love it. So, guys, I think with that, we're getting ready to open up the lines for questions. And I know so many of you are going to have some amazing questions for Tracy. It's Tracy, thank you so much again. And before we completely open up for questions, you know, I'd like you to just share some closing remarks. You know, something that you think is just something of value that you would give to an agent on the line right now that, you know, maybe they're brand new just like you, and maybe they're doing this full time, you know, just like part time, just like you were, because they're juggling maybe a family or a career or even both, and maybe they're a little nervous and they're a little scared, and maybe they live a country away from their support team like you did this whole time. You know, what do you think that #1 nugget, that biggest piece of advice that you think would make the difference in someone? Would you share that before we open it up for questions?
For sure. You know, I think it's just really making that decision. Making that decision that you are in this, you're in this for the long haul. You know, I'm the type of person that I don't quit. I don't give up on things. I know that in life things get tough, things get hard, but we don't quit. And, you know, make that decision to just plant your flag. I mean, we have the most unique opportunity here at Secret right now. And things like this, you know, opportunities like this don't come along that often. You know, I don't know if an opportunity like this in referral marketing has ever come along, you know, where we've got this proven product, like I said, for over a decade, and now we are given the opportunity. I mean, I feel so blessed that we get the opportunity to take these products that have been selling for double, and now we get to sell them for half the price. We get to make a commission on that, and we get to share them. We get to meet people's skincare needs. We get to help people change their lives. And like Josh, like you were talking before, the money isn't even, like, I mean, that's a result, like you said. You know, when I first started, I look at my vision board, and I'm telling you, I mean, I made this in the first month. It was all full of material things. It was embarrassing. But that's what I thought I wanted at the beginning. And now it's completely changed. You know, it's seeing people in your team that are winning. You know, it's seeing people being able to. I just had an agent message me the other day and saying, "Whoo, my check arrived! Thank God I get to go buy groceries." Like, wow, that's phenomenal. You know, Christmas presents are being able to be bought for families that couldn't afford prior to Secret. People being able to stay in their houses rather than moving to an apartment because of Secret, because people took a chance on this absolutely amazing opportunity. And you know, this is just the beginning. We are in infancy stages, and I see this big, huge vision, which is why I'm so passionate about this business and about Secret and about the community and everything else. But I know where this is going. I know, I can see the big picture. I can see, you know, and we are just starting. So I'm so honored to be able to be representing this company. I'm honored to be able to bring people this opportunity, whether we're in Canada, whether we're in the US, Australia, Mexico, South Korea, and to think that, you know, we're going to be going global. We've, you know, 34 more countries to open. I mean, just think about that. It's insane. It's gonna be crazy.
Indeed, it is. It's gonna be super crazy. Wow, that's just man, Tracy. It's no wonder why you're already a diamond agent, why you're already a 6-figure ring earner, already just producing so many incredible leaders in your group. And you know what? This is perfect time to segue into our first question tonight. And let's just kind of make this mix this up. You and I can kind of chat while the questions are coming in. Guys, please remember to put your questions in. When you put the questions in the box, please remember to put your first and last name in there too, because when the questions come to me, all I see is a question, and I really want to be able to personally thank you for participating and also, you know, accurately answer the question from who it's from. So this first one comes from Tracy Shanahan. Tracy just asked, did you ever experience any fear, or did you hold back at all when you were first getting started, since you'd never been in network marketing before? You know, I mean, obviously, this was your first time in network marketing. This is your first time probably hearing about a binary compensation plan and people talking about legs and this, that, and the third. And you know, this is a great question for you, because I know you, where you were positioned, you have no help as far as placement in the binary. You know, you've built both of your legs 100%, fully organic, full pair build with no spillover for help from any of the leadership above. So I think this is perfect for you to answer this question. What was it like to get started with no experience, and was there any fears? That it obviously didn't cause you to hold back, but talk about that and how would you help someone? What would you give somebody who's in that same position, brand new, on the inside of an inside with no experience? Talk about, you know, what you would say to someone like that.
You know, absolutely there was fear. I mean, I remember losing many nights of sleep. You know, I actually remember, until I got my first paycheck, worrying, like, am I, or is this, you know, am I going to get paid? And I'll never forget my very first paycheck that I got. I took a picture of that gray envelope. I sent it to the people that I signed up, and I said, best news ever, everybody. This is real. I just got paid. So yeah, absolutely. You know, there was fear of that, of bringing people in, and I didn't know much about it, you know. But I just didn't let it stop it. Honestly, it was, you know, it was really meeting the community at that event in Huntington Beach, especially Isaac. You know, he, I just know the first time meeting him, that you just know what he says is what he's gonna do. You know, a man of integrity is you know, he's a man of integrity. He's a man of his word, and I just knew, you know, for that small moment that I met him, that we were in the right place. We were with the right person running this company. So, you know, I took that and just went with faith, went with what my heart was telling me to do. And, you know, for sure, there's fear, there's struggles, it's hard. You know, there's times where it's hard, and there's times where you want to give up. And sometimes where you go, you know what, it would be easier to quit. But we don't quit. Who quits? You know, you don't quit. You just don't quit. You plant your flag. You say you're doing something. You know, I don't quit on my kids. You know, I'm not going to quit on my team. We just don't quit. And I just make that commitment and be excited, find that burning desire, and just go out there and not worry about, you know, where you're positioned or what you're building, and just go out there and build a great, big, strong team, and just do it. Just focus on the activity. Don't even focus on the result. I have too many people saying, oh, you know, I looked at my numbers, I looked at my volume. I go, stop looking. Don't look. Just go out there and do the work, and those numbers will come.
That's so amazing. That is so perfect. I really hope that helps answer that amazing question from Tracy Shanahan. And, you know, just talking about just the belief and really not focusing on the numbers or focusing on the results. And I think you know, we were talking about this when I was in Calgary, and we were doing the little leadership training right around your bar in there with some of your leaders. And, you know, guys, here's an amazing result to focus on. How about the result of you knowing that the more you do this, the more you get it in front of people, the more you share it, the more you demo, the more you invite, the more you go out and make friends and build your list, the more you do that. How about this result? The result of you getting better at doing that. And, you know, we talked about it, Tracy. The more someone does it, obviously they're going to get better. And the better they get, the results will come. People won't not be able to do this or buy from you, because that's just the way it works. So, wow, that's such a great answer, Tracy. And I'm pumped. I'm excited. This is good. This is fun. So Rosina and the Flynn family there, I think in Calgary, say congratulations on Diamond, Tracy. Merry Christmas to us. Merry Christmas to you both, Rosina and Flynn. Here's another one from Tracy Shanahan. She's full of good questions tonight. How are you able to organize secret into your life with your family, your work, and outside activities? I think what she's trying to ask is, what was your daily mode of operation like? And that's an interesting question, especially coming from someone who had the amazing results that you had so fast. What was your daily mode of operation look like in the very beginning?
Well, I knew my kids got up at 7 o'clock in the morning, so I set my alarm for 5:30 or 6. In that hour and a half that I had in the morning, I knew that was my secret time, where was answering emails, text messages. I was trying to learn, trying to figure out how, even just how the system worked, period. From there, from 7 to 8, I was getting the kids ready, getting breakfast, getting their, things. We're getting off, taking them to the daycare by 8 o'clock. Usually my drive to work from 8 to 8:15 was a phone call with somebody that I needed to catch up with that left a message from the night before. Go and I would work. After work, I would come home. I had about 30 minutes probably until I had to go pick up my kids from school, my older one from school, the younger one from day home. And again, I took advantage of that time. And, I didn't let anything distract me. I knew I had only 45 minutes at, certain periods of time, 20 minutes. And I prioritized what I needed to get done. And it was like, I need to, do this, prioritize, I had to sacrifice a lot at night. I sacrificed time with friends, whoever was going out, going to movie. And there was times where I couldn't. I just had too much I needed to do. I just needed to stay focused. I needed to, get things figured out, where I did have to say no a few times to things that I really, really wanted to do. But I knew that this business does take some sacrifice. But really, time management is really key. And I've talked a lot with Craig Holiday about time management. He's helped me out a lot with that. Just prioritizing your day, really getting a calendar, scheduling your time in. And that's huge, because some people can say, hey, I did Secret for 2 hours, but really they were probably scrolling Facebook for an hour and 45 minutes and maybe 15 minutes with Secret. But if you really, really take the time that you have, slot it into your daily routine, and really and truly do full-on Secret at that time, you're going to get a lot accomplished. You'd be amazed what you can get accomplished even in 10 minutes.
Beautiful. That's amazing. And you know what? Honestly, I think that answers another question from Jenna Padoni up in New Hampshire. She said, what would be your best advice on how to juggle a full-time job, multiple kids, a spouse, and you're the only one doing the business? That's perfect. I mean, I remember when I first got into this profession of network marketing. I was a full-time police officer. I was working part-time at my gym. I had Heather at home, both of my girls at home, and I just had to do it. I just juggled it. I remember exactly what you said. It was always, I would build the business in 10 to 15 minute bursts, maybe a half-hour burst. If I was maybe in between calls as a police officer, running calls back and forth while I was maybe filling out some paperwork, I would leverage an extra 15 minutes of paperwork time to send a couple messages or bang out a quick little call. And really, it's I love what you said. It's just getting organized. It's mapping out how you're going to operate. Boom, boom, boom. Prioritizing what's most important. Obviously, there's going to be some sacrifices as you advise, but there's something that I learned very early in my network marketing career so far has been there's really two ways you can look at it, guys. You can choose the short-term pleasure and receive long-term pain, or you can choose maybe some short-term discomfort, short-term pain, but for long-term pleasure. And it's not always easy. I think, Tracy, you did a perfect job painting that picture. It's not always easy. There are some sacrifices to be made, but it's always better to discipline yourself before life disciplines you down the road. Because I tell you, I've been on the receiving end of that several times. And, speaking of organizing and time management, I love what you said about that. And here's another question. What are some tips, Tracy, on being organized when your business is rocking, when you've got duplication in your team, and you're the perfect person to answer this question? What are some things that you would give to an amazing agent out in Boston, Shannon Rice, who says, she's having some duplication, she's having some victories, things are rocking for her, but now she's starting to have a challenge with remaining organized and balance between new prospects, following up, wow parties, helping out new agents. She says that sometimes it's like a whirlwind and it's easy to lose track or even get sidetracked. Talk to us about that, because I know you're the master on this, Tracy.
Absolutely. Yeah, sometimes you feel like a hamster on a wheel, spinning around. My biggest advice to you is get a notebook of some sort to write down, keep track of what you're doing, so you don't lose track of what you're doing, if that makes sense. When I started, I wasn't keeping track of anything, and I'd get to the point where I was like, oh, did I talk to that person already? Did I welcome that new agent? I can't remember. And you guys, it's amazing what, a pen, a notebook can do, just as reminders as to who you've talked to, write notes about those people, and just really keeping up to what you've done. The second key thing is you need, start developing some leaders in your organization. That's key. There's some amazing leaders within my organization that I am extremely lucky to have. And that just, the moment when they decide to step up and become that leader. And I tell people, be the leader the day you start this business. If that's what your goal is to be a leader one day, just, don't go the easy way out to ask a question. Go try and find the answer to your question yourself, because you're going to grow as a person. And if you start promoting that to people within your organization, and they start stepping up, and leaders start being developed, duplication can start within that leader's organization, and that's when you really just go like, you can take. You just know they're in good hands. So I encourage you to really work with those people that are lifting up in your team, and really work with them as being a leader, and kind of letting them take over a little bit, and you stepping back and just not trying to do it all, because this is your own business, and it's everybody's own business. And anyway, with that, it's key to develop leaders within your team, for sure.
Absolutely. I think it's, John Maxwell who talks about one of the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership is law of explosive growth. I believe that's number 20, law of explosive growth, and it talks about, when everything rises and falls on leadership, the amount of leaders that you can develop will really make the difference in providing long-term growth versus long-term decline. It's having that leadership, and you hit the nail on the head. And I got my notebook with notes and things that I jot down to keep me a little bit better organized. And I learned that from you. I can't tell you how many times I had to apologize to you in the very beginning. Just kind of learning this game, and where I would forget and things would fall through because things were just happening so fast. And I think it's important on these webinars to be real, to just be honest. And I love these stories, and here's a great question. And this comes from Soren. He says, "Hi Tracy, thank you for sharing your story, and congrats on going diamond. Let me ask you this: Do you do your presentations and your meetings? Are you still doing home parties? Are you still getting in people's living rooms? Are you still doing the grunt work, the one-on-ones, the wow parties, or are you just focusing on building with big hotel events, hotel meetings?" I think that's a good question. That's a great question.
Yeah, you can never stop the groundwork, ever, in my opinion. And maybe it's not, I find I'm doing not as many personal parties for myself. In fact, it's usually new agents, launching new agents, going with them, making sure that they're getting started properly, duplicating with them, and that sort of thing. But no, I mean, you don't ever stop going in the trenches. No, because I think that would just be halting your own business. And I think if we stay real and we stay with the step one, the level one groundwork, we're never going to lose sight of where we're going, and we're just going to continue to grow because we're out there working the business, working with brand new agents, like I said, launching them properly, getting in front of more and more people. Absolutely, events, hotel events. We have regionals that I'm busy organizing those as well. But we never let the level one groundwork ever disappear. No.
That's amazing. It reminds me of something we've talked about, and it goes back to the many leadership discussions we've had, and how you can teach what it's easy to tell someone about, oh, this is how you run the big meeting, this is how you do this is how you can teach what you know, but you're really going to duplicate who you are. You're going to duplicate what you yourself as a leader do. Your team will do as you do, and not so much as you say. And I'm so proud to know that obviously you're one of the strongest phase one leaders the strongest by far that I've ever had an opportunity to work with and work beside. When it comes to just being out there and working with your team and constantly putting products on people in the living room meetings and the home parties, because guys, that's what duplicates. You know, that's how people get started. That's what, a lot of the times the first time they see it. And you know, speaking of the first time they see it, Helena from Connecticut had a great question. You know, Tracy, do you ever feel nervous about overwhelming a new agent when you're getting them started, as far as like the blueprint? You know, what does a blueprint session look like for a new agent? I mean, are you telling them about the boot camp? Are you having them make their top 500? Are you telling them immediately trying to get them to buy their ticket to Vegas? Are you trying to school them on the products, all these things, go over the comp plan? What does that look like for you? Because you know, I can imagine you know, someone, especially with having victories and people winning in their group, you know, obviously might be a little overwhelming. How do you answer that question?
Yeah, I try to make it a step process. Definitely, I think overwhelming a new agent is too much. You know, I take kind of your words of wisdom, Josh, when I started, when I was constantly thinking that I needed to know the compensation plan inside and out. And I drilled you. I remember just like going like, well, but what is this? What's a binary match? What? And I remember you looking at me, and I think you probably wanted to wring my neck, but you were like, Tracy, don't worry about the compensation plan right now. Just go make some money, and you'll understand the compensation plan. Just go put product on people. Go share the business opportunity. And that's what it comes down to. It really does. And I try to give the same answer when people start, because there are people who get overwhelmed with that, and they want to know the compensation plan. And that's the least of your worries when you're starting. You know, when you're starting, it's just a matter of going and sharing it. So yes, you know, if I were to sign a new agent tonight, I'd give them kind of homework, and I'd go, you know what, tonight, here's what I want you to do. I want you to know your login and your password. For one, you need to know how to log into your site. But I really want you to focus on making that list. And tomorrow I'm going to call you, and we're going to really talk about that list. And tonight I also want you to think, when you're going to bed, about kind of your goals as to why you're doing this really deep down. And I kind of go into trying to find that burning desire, that why, and what are things that are important to them, maybe dreaming of a vision board, things like that. And take it really step by step, because you know, if somebody just signed up tonight and I put them through the boot camp, went through the whole blueprint, everything, I do think somebody would be completely overwhelmed. So we kind of go in a step-by-step process, just so that they're not so overwhelmed, for sure.
Absolutely. The last thing we want is for somebody to get analysis paralysis. That's where they just feel like, oh my goodness, there's way too much. I'm confused. I don't even know where to start. And you know, one of my best friends in this business, top leader Ben Bradshaw, taught me this. He said, "What does a confused mind do? It does nothing. It shuts down." So that's awesome. You know, and this is perfect. I love how you answered that, because you're talking about, you know, maybe making once they've just logged in and they've gotten their reason why, and they've thought about their dream board and they figured out why they're doing it, and then you go into making the list and obviously making the invitation calls to book into the S4S system that we have. And you know, this is a great question from one of our Halifax leaders, Peter McCarran. And he said, "What advice would you give about how to deal with rejection? Have you ever had people close to you, Tracy, that didn't understand? Wait, have you ever had people close to you who you just couldn't understand why they wouldn't want to join your business? What advice could you give to somebody? So maybe I took this to my best friends or my closest relatives, and they don't want to do it, and I don't understand why they don't want to do it, and that bothers me. What advice would you give me?"
Well, I'll tell you, that used to bother me a lot. It got to me. You know, I'm a person of you know, things get to me, and I remember a few first no's from people, and I felt hurt. You know, I thought, why? How can I see this great opportunity? But you can't, you know. But, you know, I think there's a lot of reasons. First of all, no doesn't mean never. I have people say no to me right at the beginning, and let me tell you, a year later, they were phoning me up going, "You're still doing this, hey? Is this still a great opportunity?" Absolutely, it's a great opportunity. You know, so no doesn't mean never. And you know what, I think some people just don't understand network marketing. You know, I was one of those people. I mean, I got excited about the products at first. So Dead Sea Mineral products, hey, I gotta wash my face anyways. But then I seen the business opportunity attached to it, and that really, really made sense as well. But you mentioned residual income to people, and they don't even understand what residual income is, So a lot of people, I think, just don't understand the power of the industry, for one, and maybe don't really understand the uniqueness of the opportunity that we have at Secret right now either. So, I just think maybe teaching them a little bit when they become a little bit more open-minded, and trust me, as you go, and as they see your dedication, and as they see you eventually, moving up the ranks, and trust me, I mean, if you're dedicated and you planted your flag and nothing's in your way to stop you, you will move up the ranks. You will, and they're watching. So they want to see. Sometimes they want to see you having some success. But just leave it. Don't take it personally. Is my biggest advice. Just say next, off to the next one, and either eventually they'll see it and they'll join you, or they're gonna sit back and watch you and maybe regret not joining you.
That's it. And it's. That's you hit the nail on the head exactly. I mean, it really is about just once you share it and you realize that you're kind of getting stiff armed, because I can tell you there's still people in my close family that say, Josh, why don't you go get a real job? You got kids, you got a wife, go get a real job. And honestly, guys, I mean, some people just don't understand, and that's okay. It is what it is. Don't take it personally. I never really had a big problem with objection, me personally, or rejections, me personally, because I didn't take it personally. I never thought they were saying no to me. They were just saying no to what I was sharing with them, and it doesn't devalue what you're sharing. And like you said, as they see you go, as they see you grow, both as a person and in business, rake advancing, I can tell you, like you said, Tracy, no, rarely ever means no. It's usually not right now. And Emily Freiberg has a question that's going to go right along with that. Let's say that you just got started and you've got a really solid warm market. You've got a lot of close, good friends. You've got some good, close relatives that live near you also. What would be your best approach? Do I just make a Facebook event and start sending out crazy messages to everybody? Do I type up a big long spiel or pitch and blast email? What would you do if you do have a good warm market, good close relatives around you? What's the best approach for people like that? They know you the best.
I'd be picking up the phone as fast as you possibly can, and either telling them right then and there what you're doing, or set an appointment immediately. Either picking up the phone or texting. I know texting's big right now, and everybody likes to text rather than pick up the phone and talk on the phone, but it's a quick, hey, we need to meet ASAP. I have something I want to share with you. When's the quickest we can get together for a coffee? But really having a sense of urgency now, and really not waiting. I mean, if this is your warm market and these are people that don't even hesitate how to get a hold of. Drive to their house if you need to drive to their house, but get in front of them as soon as possible, because trust me, people don't want to be left behind. And when there's a good business opportunity like we have right now, people need to hear about it. And it's their decision whether or not they say yes or no. But at the end of the day, I was never going to get the flack from somebody that said, hey, you never told me about this. Tell everybody you know, and tell them soon with a huge sense of urgency.
Perfect. Absolutely. And I remember that's exactly what I did. And maybe you're wondering, well, what do I say? I know that's a big thing. A lot of people, they have that question, but what do I say? And guys, when I'm calling somebody, when I'm sharing this, even in the beginning, when I was sharing it, I'm just telling the story. I still to this day I tell the story about where I was before Secret. And I say, hey, listen, this is where I was, and back then when I was getting started, I didn't have a six-figure ring earner story. Tracy didn't have a six-figure ring earner diamond agent story. It could be something as simple as just saying, hey, friend, obviously, this is where I've been, this is where I'm at right now, and I don't want to be here forever. And I found something. I really do believe that I found something that can get me to where I want to go, and I thought about you. It made me think about you. I care about you. I want you to take a look at it. When can we get together? When can you take a look at some videos I can send you? When can you come over to my house and see what I'm doing? When can you get on the phone with one of my friends and excuse me, let them explain it to you? I can tell you guys, that's the key. Just relax, tell the story, be honest with people. My mentor said, might as well start with the truth. You'll end up there anyways. Be honest with people when you're telling the story. None of this, hey, I got in and I've already made so-and-so amount of money, because trust me, somebody's going to say, well, how much have you made? Show me your check, right? You don't want to get caught up in anything crazy like that. So obviously be honest and really paint the picture of where you're going. That's why it's so important to follow Tracy's advice when she said, have a vision board. Dig down deep, find that burning desire, find what it is that you really want out of life. Because that's the ultimate key. And that brings us to our next question. I mean, and it's just, you guys are just so amazing tonight. I'm so happy you're all paying attention and participating. This is incredible. Still so many more questions. Talk to me, Tracy, about cold market. Talk to me about once you've ventured outside of your warm market. I'm sorry, you've gotten through your warm market list, and now you've kind of developed some skills and you've built some self-confidence, and now you're kind of thinking, you know what, it'd be cool to go meet some new people. Give us your thoughts on that and what your experience with with cold market would be.
Yeah, everybody's going to hit the cold market, after your warm market's done, and it scares people. How do you keep adding people to your list? How do you keep meeting new people? My biggest advice is get out. Start doing more things. Every time I go for dinner with our family or with girlfriends or whatever the case may be, guess what? By the end of our meal, the waitress, her and I have exchanged contact info. She definitely knows about Secret. We make time to meet again, and because a lot of times I look at waiters or waitresses, and they're always these social people that can talk really well to people, and they're not scared to open up conversations, and those kind of people do well at this business. So, that's one thing. Waiting in line for coffees, just learn how to open up a conversation by somebody standing beside you. How are you today? Great. Love your jacket. Where'd you get it from? Just starting these small conversations, really relationship building. I know my daughter was in gymnastics last year, and I knew she was going to be going for 12 weeks straight. And it was the same moms that went every Monday morning. And I just got to know them. There was a handful of them that we started talking, and, usually by about, week number 6 or something, they know about Secret, and usually by week number 7 they're getting samples of Secret, and by week number 8 they've become a customer, or they've looked at some business opportunity stuff or whatever the case may be. But just really meeting more people. There's ways of doing it online that work. Obviously, Josh has taught me a lot about working Facebook, things like that. But at the end of the day, coming face to face with people, them seeing you, them hearing your excitement, them just having that trust of seeing you, on a personal level is great. I go to coffee shops rather than doing your emails at home. I like to pick up my laptop, even though I don't feel like it some days, because it means I need to go put on some decent clothes and comb my hair. But picking up my laptop and going down to the local coffee shop and working there, guaranteed I never walk out of that coffee shop without talking to somebody. Without either meeting a new friend, and maybe Secret wasn't brought up at that point, but I'm probably going to run into her again because it's within my community. But it's just really, really trying to get out there and just meet new people.
Wow, that's perfect. And I think last week, I think Josh actually said on the webinar that there's like, I don't know, several billion people in the world. I mean, I know it's ridiculous. There's an endless supply, and what I love about Secret is our products for everyone. I mean, if you got skin, you're in. I mean, I'm telling you, that's just the perfect way to answer the question. Just go out there and meet people. I think you talked about working on yourself. Just striking up the conversations and smiling and being excited and having that belief and that desire, that passion in you. And guys, honestly, that's where personal development came in. I mean, when I first got started in this profession, coming from being a police officer, I didn't like other people. Other people didn't like me. I was not a very social butterfly. I was honestly, I was how would you say, a bit socially awkward. I was very straight to the point, a very dry sense of humor, and I didn't make friends that well. And I remember I read a book called How to Win Friends and Influence People. That made sense to me, so I read that, and guys, that started me on my way. I mean, it started me down a path of personal development. Between that and the Jim Rohn audio, the Building Your Network Marketing Business, right there, that comes in our Secret Agent briefcase, is an incredible tool. Incredible. Wow. You know what? Cassandra Cowles asked a good question, Tracy. How many hours a week do you put in to your secret business?
Well, a lot. A lot. I don't know if I were to keep track. You know what? I don't know. I mean, I don't keep track of my hours, but let's put it this way. Usually from kind of the moment that I wake up, almost to the moment I go to bed, taking out, meals and, time with my kids and things like that. But, it's definitely full-time hours. Just trying to be better, trying to work with more people, trying to meet new people, that sort of thing. And back to that question before about, how to grow with a cold market. And I think people sometimes, get weirded out about what we're doing. And at the end of the day, I talked to a new agent that was over here the other day, and she said, it just it just kind of feels weird sometimes, bringing this up. And I go, okay. And she laid her lip gloss, she laid it on the table, and I go, where'd you get that lip gloss from? And she's like, oh, Sephora or whatever. She's like, yeah, it's really cool. It's like, this brand and, this color, and I really love it. It's not sticky. It's really awesome. I love it. And I'm like, oh, wow, you just referred that lip gloss to me. I actually might go buy it. And I go, was that hard? Was that weird? And she's like, well, no. And I'm like, so what would be the difference if you were to pull out our hand cream out of your purse and give yourself, some hand cream, offer it to the person beside you, need some hand cream, boom. Guess what? That person's going to ask you what kind of hand cream it is, because they're going to put it on, they're going to feel that it's amazing, that it's not greasy, that it doesn't have a great big strong smell. They're going to love it. They're going to ask you about it. And that's what this business is about. When I changed my mindset of thinking that this is referral marketing, and I think of all the things that we refer on a day-to-day basis. We refer things all the time. I always bug my friend Stacey Robertson, because I tell her, if you got paid on everything that you referred to me, you'd be rich, because she's referring things all the time, and everybody is. It's restaurants, it's books, it's so much out there that we're referring to all the time. So don't be scared to pull your products out. Don't be scared to have them out on your counter or in your purse. When I'm watching my son's hockey game, I've almost always taking out my hand cream, and there's somebody new sitting beside me and they get a squirt of my hand cream. So another idea of how to get it up there.
Beautiful. And you know what? I'm glad you answered that question, because I knew exactly what you were going to say to the hours a day question. And I'll be honest with you guys. If you want to take this business, once you're at the that six-figure level, once you get there and you're a full-time secret agent, I don't know anybody that almost every waking moment that they're not thinking about something secret, because once you get there, you realize that you're so close, like you've come so far. At least if you're anything like me, you have come so far and you've grown so much and you've changed as a person so much. For me, a lot of it's not even about work. It's just second nature. I'm going to call this person. I'm going to do this. I'm going to send this message. I'm going to demo this product. I'm going to share this, because it just becomes a part of, it just becomes a part of my natural daily activity, because when you're full-time and you can kind of incorporate it into family life better, and I can incorporate it into, I can still take my family out to dinner and make a couple of phone calls on the way there, and then turn my phone off for the meal, and then maybe even make a phone call on the way back or something like that. It really, honestly, because I know sometimes it sounds, wow, that's crazy if you're still doing this from daylight to dark, but guys, I mean, it's fun. I mean, I can tell you right now, it's fun, and to know that the top of the top, my dreams, my ambitions, my goals for not just me but for my family and their goals and goals of the close leaders I work with, like Tracy, are right on the horizon. If we just keep going a little more, keep going a little more, keep going a little further, and then as new people get in, it's like more fire that keeps you going a little more. keeps you going a little more. I can tell you, in the beginning, it does not take full-time work to get this thing off the ground and get it going. It's really as simple as following that S4S system, and once your business catches fire, that fire is going to spread right here to your heart, and it's just going to be an endless, nonstop fun ride of growing, and it's amazing. So I think I speak for Tracy on that. Tracy, you're still having fun, aren't you?
Absolutely. And you know what? People have asked me. I've had close friends say to me, Tracy, you seem to be working hard, so hard every day. Like, why are you doing this? And I love it. I love it. And the reason I love it is because I see what it's doing for people. Not only skin conditions, like I said before, but it's helping people reach their dreams, their goals. And guess what? If I'm going to quit working, what's going to happen? I mean, I am here till the end with my whole team, with all their goals, all their desires. They will be met. They will. They put in the activity. They do the work. They get over the struggles. They get through the valleys and enjoy the successes. They will win. Just people give up too quickly. So yeah, it's fun. I mean, you see somebody hitting a rank. I mean, we all get just absolutely crazy giddy when somebody's getting close to a rank. We're on phone calls, we're texting, it's this big rush. Your adrenaline's pumping and you can't sleep that night. And, it's fun.
I know it is. I know, and I can hear the passion in your voice. You can see it in your face, and that's another thing everybody loves about you. And guys, I'm telling you, that's what it takes. I mean, and it's as simple as, like Tracy said in the very beginning. I think it was step one, having that burning desire, finding what drives you. And here's a good question. I think you're going to be perfect to answer this, Tracy. And we're going to be wrapping up here shortly. I know we've gone over an hour now, but Tracy, what advice would you give to somebody who's got some needy customers? And I'm talking about some VIPs who you constantly have to be the one to go in and order for. Have you ever experienced that? You ever had somebody where a VIP customer is like, they end up going inactive, or I'm sorry, a preferred customer ends up going inactive or not making the order, and then they call you and they're like, hey, where's my products? And you have to go in and walk them through it every month. What would you tell an agent that's having a challenge weaning customers off and helping them be efficient in ordering their own products through their own back office now that we have the new system?
Make a very simple document. Dear newest VIP customer with Secret, here's your login. Go to www.secretdirect.com, log in, boom. Here's your password that I set for you. Now you can go in there and change that password. I mean, I've made a document like this. Step number 2, hit the replenishment tab or shop to set up on a replenishment on that bundle and save. You are going to get an email from Secret. However, God forbid that email goes to trash or to spam. I want you to set an alarm in your phone. I want you to set it a few days before that replenishment is supposed to come out, and just make sure that you've edited your order, that you've got the products that you want coming. But really, I remember when my mom signed up to be a customer, and she's like, oh, but I just don't know how to work this computer system, right? And I did say, Mom, I'll order it for you. It's okay. But then when I sent her that document, she goes, is this easy? That's all I got to do is just go in there and click a few buttons and I'm ordered? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, well, I'm not going to waste your time. So walk them through it. And I always kind of take them under my wing there for a bit. And if they are on a bundle and save, that very first replenishment coming out, I set the alarm on my phone as well and go, Julie's replenishment is going to be coming out on this day. I go, I'm looking in my back office, I'm looking under my customers, I'm watching, has she changed it? If it's the same, I'm going to call her. Your replenishment comes out in a few days, and you've got the same product coming, and she's going to say either yes or no. Usually if they haven't changed it or edited their order, they forgot. So they go, oh my goodness, thank you so much. And I go, did you get an email from Secret? And they look, and I can't find it. Well, check your trash, because maybe it went to trash. Oh my goodness, that's where it is. Okay, please click on this X so it doesn't go to trash anymore. But just so you know, down the road, you've got this set up every 30 days or 60 days or 90 days. it's your responsibility now. I want you setting the alarm in your phone, or you making sure that you're checking your email for these replenishments coming up. So walk them through, kind of be their little support buddy there for the first one. But, if they're going in VIP as a la carte, and hey, they can go in and shop when they want, whatever they want. And man, do I love that new customer system, because it makes it so simple, so easy. I love it.
So basically, just support and communication. Very simple. Maybe leverage your time a little bit by making a simple little document. I love that idea. That's great. We're going to do 2 more questions. I think this one definitely is something that you can maybe help with. Tracy, tell me about your experience when you first got in dealing with, obviously you were a teacher. Probably some of your warm market of contacts and stuff were teachers. And, Paul Alvarez in Hawaii, is that he's also got an experience with teachers. That's the majority of his warm market. I believe he used to be a teacher as well. And he says that for some reason, teachers seem to be some of his toughest prospects. What was your experience like that with that?
You know what? I actually didn't really hit the teacher world, to be honest. I kept it separate. And, people knew that I was doing it, and, they supported me and all that sort of stuff. But, I would say meeting them one-on-one outside of work and really giving them the big overall picture, and because, trust me, I know there's a lot of teachers out there that, it's kind of one of those professions that you get into and you're expected to be there for 30 years, put in your time. And there's lots of teachers who love their job for 30 years, absolutely. There's a lot of teachers that don't love their job, trust me. And, they're just kind of scared to take that leap of faith, or scared of the unknown of what's out there. And that was kind of me. I knew I couldn't teach for 30 years. I did a great job while I was doing it. Who knows if I'll, ever do it again. I don't know. But I think it's that whole idea of not understanding the profession again, right? And just really talking to people about residual income. I think that's a big thing. Talking to people about a plan B. Man, I'm happy I decided to have a plan B. I think everybody needs to have a plan B in life, and not to mention, all the tax benefits of being a secret agent and all those things that people just really don't really understand. I've talked to many new agents that go, really? We can write that off, we can use that against our taxes, and just really educating them, I think, and doing it outside of work for sure. Just maybe a one-on-one coffee date or something like that.
I love it. That's so true. Now, let's talk about the opposite end of the spectrum right quick. Now, you talked about, what it would be like to prospect teachers, and how really you just you tried to keep that separate, and you went out there and you approached your warm market, your circle of friends, your circle of influence. And I think we covered, for sure you did amazing job covering cold market just a few moments ago. But what about businesses? What about spas? What about salons? Obviously our product sold so well retail in that environment of the kiosk, which is the most hostile environment. Now you take it and you put it in the beauty. Now you have the beauty and the ease of and the comfort of homes. But what about salon locations? Spas, medi-spas, things like that. How well do you feel like the product translate into there? And what would be some approaches that you particularly would use to go and share it with spas or businesses? And have you done that? What's been your experience?
Yeah, I've done it to a few for sure. I find a lot of spas and salons aren't open right away. So I've definitely gone and made appointments just because I wanted to go in personally and talk about the products and things like that. And again, developing that relationship with the people, maybe going back a second time.
So I didn't mean to stop you, but you said you go in and you make the appointment and you use their services as a customer to kind of get to know them. Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Yes. Sorry, I should have expanded on that. So yeah, there's many times where I've gone in and I thought, you know what, hey, I need my hair cut, or I need my nails done, or whatever, or, it would be nice to treat myself today. And I go in and I start, the whole developing relationship thing. I've also just, called and just said, basically told them the benefits of, what do you carry now, and do you like it? Sometimes I've even, when we start talking about business, just saying, the products that you have on your shelf right now, are you getting paid to promote them or to use them or to have them on your shelf? Because that's what Secret does. It's almost like that secondary income that you can have doing what you already do on a day-to-day basis. So it is definitely, I think, a tougher place to get into, the salons and spas. Having a relationship with, the manager, the owner, or one of the workers prior to that is definitely a benefit for you. But, I think a big thing is just, I called one the other day, actually. I called the barbershop and thought, hey, we got this great this men's line now. This would be perfect in a barbershop or a men's, hair cutting place or things like that. And literally, I'm going to take in the mud soap and the three men's line products. And I called him and I just said, do you carry a men's facial line at the moment? And he said, yeah, I do. I carry, this line and this line. And I said, oh, that's great. I said, would you be open to looking at something else? Are your options open? And he goes, well, tell me a little bit about it. And I go, well, it's a Dead Sea Mineral product. Works really, really well, has great benefits. And he goes, Dead Sea Mineral, yeah, that sounds interesting. I would actually really love to take a look. I'll be in, Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. Come by, ask for so-and-so, and I would love to take a look at them. So, at the end of the day, try to set that appointment. Try to get in there, show them what you got, and yeah, go that route is what I would say.
Perfect. Build a relationship. Obviously, like we've said from the beginning, build a relationship. I love what you said. Make the appointments. Go and use their service. Use theirs. Spend some time talking to them while you're in the chair or whatever it is, and then just be natural about it. Ask them if they're open. I love what you said there. Here's something that I learned from Phoebe. Maybe this will help. Phoebe Lou is also a diamond agent, six-figure ring earner in our community. He's amazing when it comes to working with med spas and salons and stuff. And he told me, he said, here's an interesting question to ask someone is, how many other spa workers or salon owners or hair cutters do you know? And then you ask them this: are you earning anything from your competition? Because now partnering with Secret and being able to share that and help them go and build their business, not approaching it from a standpoint of, hey, join me, because here's the thing, nobody joins our business, we can help them start theirs. So it's really about helping them start their business. But I think that's an amazing approach, Tracy. It's really the only applicable approach. Build a relationship. Get to know them first. Another question while we're on a roll right here, I want to try and get these last couple done. Congratulations, Tracy, on rank advancing to Diamond. You're so awesome. Wow, what you have just shared will make a best-selling book. I hope that one day you will write about your amazing journey with Secret. And that's from Maria from Winnipeg. Thank you, Maria. And then another question here is, Tracy, if someone wants to just sell online, let's say someone wants to just do some online marketing, I don't know, maybe throw advertising dollars at it. Does someone need to purchase any products if they're basically just going to be earning commissions on what they personally sell because they're only going to be trying to sell stuff online? How do you feel about that approach to building the business? And if someone was going to do that, would they need to buy some products?
Well, if you no intention of putting product on people, definitely not the approach I would take, for sure. But do you still need the product? Absolutely. I mean, even if you're doing this full-on online and you're recommending products to people, I'd highly suggest that you're using those products and you're experimenting with them and you have some knowledge when somebody says, hey, what does the peeling gel feel like? That you can say it's a little gooey, and when you put it on, know that you need to rub it in circles, and what's going to happen when you use that product. You personally definitely need some product. I don't know why you would only take the online approach, because trust me, all you need to do is get this product on people. You really do. And if that just means, I mean, I put in little cups that I bought from the dollar store of body butter and hand cream, and literally I have it in my purse. Because guess what? In Calgary, in Canada, it is so dry here. People are constantly complaining about their dry skin or about their dry hands. I can't tell you how many times just a perfect stranger beside me that I hear them talking about their dry hands, and I pop one of those little guys out of my purse, and I'm like, hey, try this. So yeah, I guess you could sell online and probably make, some commissions that way. But yeah, I'm more, let's get the product on people and let's guide them through it. Let's teach them as we're putting product on them, or if we're sending them a sample pack, hey, it comes with a video, So maybe you mean doing this online. Maybe you're going to send sample packs to people, whatever the case may be. But I think we definitely need to be using the product ourselves if we're going to be selling it. And if you want to see some good traction, get it on people.
Beautiful. I love that answer, and it reminds me of one of our core values at Secret is what? It's to be a product of the product. And it's interesting. I remember when I first got started, I didn't know anything about skincare. I was the typical guy. What's the suds from here is going to go over here, and that's it. But I remember when I first got these products. Excuse me. I first got these products. I was like, man, really? Like the salt and oil scrub in the shower. The hand. I have dry cuticles, dry hands as well, and the hand cream. I use the body butter in my hair, and then now the new Mud shampoo and conditioner and the Mud soap. I mean, the peeling gel for tattoos. I mean, I'm telling you, even if you are trying to build a business online, get some of these products, because they are the bee's knees. They're amazing. I mean, that's what really drives this whole thing and makes it so duplicatable, because the average person can do it. You don't have to have the charismatic sales skills. I'm telling you guys, these products really sell themselves if you get them on people, and that's why it's so important to have the products. And I love what you said there, Tracy. Also, not taking out the online aspect. Not that saying there's not more than one ways to skin a cat, because we have this amazing sample campaign, and online you can boom, 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 send the samples their way. But I love what you said too. It very is. This is an intimate, company. It's a way to really connect with people and, show them the results and get them that incredible feeling, and really help them achieve their goals. And then last but not least, this will be the last question. It just came in a few moments ago. This is from Tamikia in Virginia. Her question is, what way do you use? Do you have a way or a system or any type of email template that you personally use to reach out to your own personal customers that congratulates them on placing orders? What do you do? Do you do a welcome call to customers? I know we do welcome calls to agents all the time, but you, Tracy, do you welcome any of your preferred customers personally after they've bought products and whatnot, or do you call down into the customers, the team? What's your approach on keeping in communication with the customers?
Yeah, I don't call on customers within the team. I think that the agent, that's kind of they know that customer, and that's kind of something that they should be following up with, because they know them personally, obviously. And I keep in close communication with my customers, absolutely. Like I said, I'm constantly going into my For Pay No More, seeing who has an order set up. And I do. I mean, if I see the order is the same order, exactly the same order as the month before or the time before, I call them and I go, hey, I see that you have an order coming out this week. I just wanted to touch base because I seen it was exactly the same one as last month. Is that what you wanted? Like, did you want the same, or did you want to, because it's really easy to switch it up if you needed something else. So I keep more in contact with them that way. I do little thank you, cards out to them every now and then, or little, online cards that I send, thank you for being a great customer. Every now and then too, especially customers that live around me, ones that really are loyal and are, really really using the full regimen. They're coming back and they're ordering, and trust me guys, I mean, our products are amazing. They really, really are. They sell themselves, like Josh said, and it's one of those products, I mean, it's a consumable product. So when people run out, I don't have to phone them and be like, hey, you almost out of that face cream? Because guess what? They phone me and they're like, Tracy, I need to, I'm almost out of this face cream. I forgot to put in an order. Do you happen to have any on the shelf? If I do, great. If not, hey, but don't worry, it's going to come in a few days, So, just that way, I don't do welcome calls to customers, no, but I keep them in the loop with everything that's happening for sure.
Perfect. I like your answer, man. I mean, and really, if you think about it, customers, They just want to be customers. I can tell you, it's like the kiss of death. It's like fatal poison to your business if you try to convince or twist a customer's arm into becoming an agent. Let a customer be a customer. I love what you said there. Keep in contact with your own personal customers because you have the relationship. And very often I see customers eventually see the vision behind the company. They see, hey, I love these products. It's easy to refer people. I can make some money. Why not be an agent? But let them come to you. Let them come to you. Keep in contact with your personal customers. Let your organization grow. And, man, that's incredible advice, Tracy. Thank you so much. I think that's going to be it for tonight, guys. But before I go, Tracy, I'd like to pass it back to you one more time. Just any closing remarks, anything left that you'd like to share. We've had such a great participation. One more thing. Dave Perkins, actually from Salt Lake City, Tracy, said, Tracy, thank you. I've wanted to hear your story for a long time. Man, so you're getting so much love, Tracy. I'm so fortunate that, to be able to do this with you. So I'm going to pass it back to you. Any closing remarks, and we'll be out of here.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for your great questions, for tuning in tonight, and hearing this interview and things like that. But you know what? Just advice. This is something special. This company. Like you've heard us talk about the products. The products work. They're consumable. Skincare industry on the rise, supposed to double in the next 2 years. Talk about positioning yourself, timing, that sort of thing. And people are loyal to their skincare. They just are. It's like the toothpaste brand that you use. I use Crest all the time. I won't venture off. I like Crest. I've used Crest forever, and I will always buy Crest. And that's kind of their skincare too. People that find a skincare that they love, and trust me, people love these products. They really, really do. They're loyal, and they come back. And there's never any of this feeling of, oh boy, I need to call my customer and see if she. No, they come to you. They reorder. They're putting orders in online because they love it. I had a new agent. Well, it was a prospect agent from another agent that came over to my house the other day, and she told me, she goes, Tracy, as I was driving here, I said, I'm definitely not signing up. I know I'm a prospect, but I'm not signing up. Like I just have no desire. And by the end, she said, these products are. She couldn't believe how her face felt. And then when she's seen the compensation plan attached to these products, and knowing that she can make extra money, and knowing that if she just shares these products like I just did with her, that's how we win. So. Just really, guys, just plant your flag. We have something great here. We really, really do. I feel like it's just been now where we've got everything we need. We've got the videos. We've got the most amazing back office possible. Our packaging is phenomenal. We're starting to get more samples. We're starting to we've got the sample pack thing that we can literally send a regimen to people in a different country, and it's just, I'm amazed by what's already been done and where this company is going to go. I can't even begin to tell you where this is going to be in 5 years from now.
Wow. I tell you guys, I'm going to leave it at that. I don't really have anything else to add, but I'm going to quote Tracy Zimmer on this one, and this is, I want this to go down in the history books as the number one piece of advice all night long, guys. If you didn't get anything out of this training, this webinar, understand that Tracy has said this multiple times, and she said to simply plant your flag, make the decision, get committed. I think a whole lot of people tonight, Tracy, are planting their flags, and this is an incredible journey. So I'm excited. Thank you again, Tracy, for being on this amazing webinar, and guys, thanks for having us, and let's go kill it, Secret. We love you.
Thanks,